Hi, this is Story Wilson again, and we're going to talk about some more ways to find leaks in your EAS system. Most people don't realize slow leaks eventually will cause an EAS fault, and one of the symptoms of a slow leak is that your compressor is running a lot more than usual, and that's because your EAS computer is actually turning on by itself overnight. It's programmed to do this, and it'll turn on, I forget, every 3.5 hours or something along those lines, and it will level the suspension to whatever corner is the lowest. So if you have a leak, it'll lower all of the 3 corners down, and eventually your car will be on the bump stops, and that's a severe case when you come out in the morning and your car's in the bump stop. You get a pretty good leak, you should be able to find it, but sometimes you can't really find the leak. And what I do is I actually leave the door of the car open overnight and perhaps over the weekend. And I would of course recommend doing this in a locked garage, not not on the side of the street or something. But here's the trick I do. I take a dish towel, and of course you want to take a dish towel is not your wife's best, and you stick it in the door jamb like this. You simply thread it through so the door can't close. And then you'll just leave that there overnight. And in the morning when you come back, what you'll be doing is you've just kind of disabled the EAS overnight. And so any leaks, any slow leaks, the EAS will not have attempted to level the car, and any slow leaks will be very, very obvious. So what you'll do is then you'll measure, either just by visually inspecting or actually measure with the tape measure. Measure from the center of the wheel to the center of the wheel well, and you just want to measure these 2 points, and any leaking will be very obvious. And at that point, from there you should be able to diagnose the corner or the circuit or the airbag involved in your slow leak. Well, again, what we've done is we've disabled the EAS by keeping the door open, and in doing that, hopefully any leaks will become obvious because a corner of the vehicle has sagged while all the other corners have stayed relatively flat. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up underneath my seat and show you how to actually physically disconnect the EAS. Okay, here we have the 2 fascia panels have been removed, and just pull these out. This is a little tricky because you actually have to get a screwdriver in kind of tight, but as I do this quite a bit, or I did quite a bit in the past to do all my EAS work and all the diagnostic work, mine's really easy to pull out. And what you're doing, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. This is usually bolted down, mine's not. And you just basically want to remove this connector. This large connector is the C117 connector. And once you've done that, your EAS is now disabled. It's not plugged in, so it's disabled. So that's one way to disable your EAS if you don't want to leave the door open overnight. Another way is to mess with the EAS relay, and the EAS relay is right here. I've actually unclipped it. It usually sits clipped underneath the seat. I've unclipped it and just kind of rethreaded the wiring harness so I can reach it from underneath my seat while I'm driving. And you can just unplug this. When you unplug this, you've also disabled the EAS. So either one of those options works just fine, or you can leave the door open overnight. Either way, the final result is that the EAS is disabled, and any slow leaks will become obvious because a corner of the vehicle will be sagging significantly more than the others. If not, well then you know your slow leak's not in one of your bags. Your slow leak's probably somewhere else.